Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. It's Monday, January 27th, 2020. By the way, we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary. We moved here into this beautiful log cabin here in the Catskills on the mountains, January 28th, 2019. So it's January 27th, so it's basically a year we're celebrating. So getting right into this. Okay, so earlier today I posted a video on mental illness, on depression, anxiety, schizophrenia. I was talking about Lawrence Slater's book, Blue Dreams. In fact, I have it right here. Great, great book. So I'm going to do a video here on. I'm going to play a little clip by Tony Robbins. All right, this Tony Robbins was on the Tim Ferriss podcast. He's been on his podcast several times. I'm a huge Tim Ferriss fan. And this was back in September of 2016. And it's just a 10-minute, not even, like an 8-minute clip on the power of the mind. Now, let me just say something. I'll talk a little bit afterwards. I'm going to play the clip, place it here, just the audio part. And I used to, before I heard him on Tim Ferriss, I wasn't a fan of Tony Robbins. I was like, get the fuck out of here. What are you, some, I'm okay, you're okay type of guy, this self-help. I mean, self-help people, I'm not into that bullshit. Although I'm a little more open-minded now than I used to be. But I'll tell you what, Tony Robbins is the real deal. He's the real thing. And there's a great documentary now on Netflix. Is I Am Not Your Guru with Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is legit. And we all know Tim Ferriss is. Tim Ferriss is a freaking genius. He's an amazing guy. I'm not going to go on about Tim, but I'm a huge Tim Ferriss fan. Okay, let me just play this and I'll comment afterwards. So I'm going to play it here. It's like 8 minutes long or something like that. Very short. Tony Robbins. By the way, I have kratom in my mouth. You talk about a game changer, dealing with anxiety or depression, gives you a little energy. It's this stuff. Kratom, I put it between my teeth and gum. I also CBD. That's it. So coffee, CBD oil, and kratom. That's all I need. I take a lot of supplements too, but I don't take any sort of drugs. My earlier video was talking about the SSRIs, psychotropic shit. For me, I don't do any of that shit. None of them, whatever. Pretty unsightly, so I apologize. But anyway, let me just get right into this on the Tim Ferriss show. This was let's see, September of 2016. I'm just going to place this here. Ready? Here we go.
The Tim Ferriss show. I'll keep this very short, as this is actually a subsection, a snippet from the last Tony Robbins episode. Many of you asked for a standalone podcast episode just for this particular exercise that he walks you through in real time. So, Tony Robbins, of course, you can say hello to him at Tony Robbins on all of the socials, and you should definitely check out I Am Not Your Guru, which is a documentary about Tony Robbins, now available on Netflix, and much more. Say hi to him, but I'm going to keep this short, and please enjoy, and hopefully you will listen to many times this exercise, which so many people have found extremely helpful.
There's a set of scientific studies that show that when your mind and your heart actually has hormones that affect the way your brain functions. It's not just your brain affecting your heart. They interact. When they're in alignment, human beings are able to resolve internal conflicts. Often the conflicts we have are between our conscious and unconscious mind, between our mind and our heart, often as an example. And if I were to put electrodes on your brain and on your heart, as you well know, an EEG and EKG, we could see that they're both in your normal state, pretty jagged up and down, and they don't look anything like each other.
Sweetie.
But if all you do is breathe, put your hands on your heart physically, and anyone listening, let's go ahead and do this right now in a second, but I'll first tell you what we're going to do. You put both your hands on your heart physically, and you feel your heart. You put all your focus in your heart.
You can't really see me, but...
Your heart. And
I hope this is not distracting.
Say hello, Shiloh. Where you think of 3 events in your life you feel grateful for, and you step in and feel it. At the end of 2 minutes, you were in what I call a beautiful state, because I can look at your EEG and EKG and it's dramatic. First, they aren't jagged, they're rounded, but what's mind-boggling, and I'm sure you probably know this, Tim, they literally sync up. They become identical. They look like they're tracing each other. And when that happens, it's not just your mind. I always tell people, get in your head, you're dead. Your mind's great for strategy, but it'll never make you enjoy your life. It'll never let you enjoy the taste of an apple because it'll go, is it organic? Where did it come from? You know what I mean? Versus your heart, which can bring the juice of anything back to you. So what really I'm trying to do with everyone in this situation is I'm trying to show them how to line these up. And it's really easy. So if you want to do it right now and you want to test that it works, let's do this. And Tim, you can do this with me if you'd like to.
Sure.
Think of a situation. You might not have any in your life, Tim. You're so crazy in this area and so on top of it. But most of us have situations where there are, for all of you listening, a place where you have some unfinished business. Maybe,
That's the story of my life, Tony.
Okay, well, I have a story of all
You
our
have some
lives,
unfinished
right?
business,
That's
Clement?
just being human, right?
Come on.
But it's
Come on,
a
Charlie. You have
place
some
where there's
unfinished
something
business?
that you should have handled and you haven't handled with a person or situation. It stresses you out. And so what we tend to do is focus on other stuff because we don't want to have to deal with that because it's stressful, because it's, it's painful. And so think of something that on a 0 to 10 scale, where 10 is totally stressed out and 0 is not at all, pick something that's unfinished business in your business or personal life with something or someone, and it's at least a 7, 8, 9, or a 10, just so you can see that this really works. Now, by the way, there are hundreds of ways to do this. I'm just going to give you this one because we can do it in 2 minutes, right? So I'm hoping, Tim, do you have one by chance?
I do.
You don't tell me the content. Okay, perfect. You tell me the content. No one else tells the content. All right, everyone, if you would, just for a moment. I don't have any music in the background, which I do to enhance this normally, but let's just do it. Put both your hands on your heart and physically breathe deep into your heart. And as you're breathing deep
Probably
in your
can't
heart,
see this, but
feel the strength of your heart.
just listen. I'll talk afterwards.
Feel the power of your heart. Feel the beauty of your heart. What are you proud or grateful that your heart has guided you to do or to give or to feel or to enjoy? And feel the strength of your heart. Breathe into it. Feel the blood flow, the oxygen. And feel grateful for your heart first. Because think about it. You didn't have to earn this heart. It was given to you. You didn't have to prove your value or your worth. You didn't have to accomplish anything. Something loved you enough to give you the gift of life. As long as this heart is beating, you have that gift and you live. It beats 100,000 times a day. It pumps blood through 60,000 miles of blood vessels. We put them end to end. They go around the earth twice at the equator. That's what's inside every one of us.
Isn't that remarkable?
Think about it. What a gift. So as you breathe in your heart,
By the way, I have a great book.
feeling your
Bill
powerful
Bryson's
heart.
newest book on the human body.
I want you just for a
I'll be
moment,
quiet.
we're going to think of 3, but just think first of one event in your life, one experience, one moment that you could feel so grateful for if you wanted to. A magic moment, a sacred moment, a sexy moment, a beautiful moment, a loving moment, any moment that really you could feel grateful for if you wanted to right now. And then step into that memory for a minute. Like step in your body as if you were there. See what you would have saw then as if you're there, or hear what you'd hear back
I'll
there.
talk afterwards. This stuff is
Breathe
real.
the way you were
Visualization.
breathing back then.
And I'll tell you about my life story.
If you
Okay.
fill up with that sense of gratitude for that moment, how do you smile when you feel so grateful or so thankful? What's the look in your eyes? How do you breathe? What's the look in your face when you feel really, really grateful? And just fill it up, fill up with gratitude. The reason we use gratitude, by the way, is the 2 emotions that mess us up most is anger and fear.
Yep.
And you can't be grateful and angry simultaneously. It's the antidote.
That's
You
right.
can't be fearful and angry simultaneously.
That's
So
right.
fill up with the gratitude. Now think of a second moment you could feel truly grateful for. And again, breathe deep in your heart. Feel that power. And just think of any other moment. It could be from your childhood or adulthood. It could be last week. It could be today. It could be 10 years ago. Any moment that you could just truly feel like that was grace. That was magical. That was beautiful. That's magnificent. Something that gives you the feeling of tremendous gratitude if you really focused on it. Breathe it. Feel it. Enjoy it. Fill up with gratitude. And finally, think of a third moment you could feel truly grateful for. Step in it, see it, feel it, be there. Feel the gratitude. What were you so grateful for? What are you grateful for? And then maybe throw one extra one in. Think of a coincidence. You know, we all love when life happens for us, not to us. We love coincidences because we didn't do anything. Something happened for us. You were going to do one thing and you met somebody that you developed a partnership with, or became a friend or a lover or the love of your life, or maybe a business opportunity came from a coincidence, or an insight came from a coincidence that's been so valuable in your life, something you're grateful for. What's the coincidence that led to something you're so grateful for?
I'll be getting more into about coincidence and synchronicity and all that. I've already done a couple of videos on that, but I'll talk for a minute after this. It's almost done.
Now, as you breathe in your heart, you've been doing this for about 2 minutes. Keep breathing. Keep feeling it, feeling grateful. Let's use this state to solve the problem state. So the easy way to do that is keep breathing in your heart, stay out of your head, in your heart, and think of that situation that's unfinished business that stressed you out in the past. But keep breathing this beautiful state and ask yourself this question. Ask yourself, all I need to focus on in that situation, all I need to focus on, all I need to remember is what? Your heart knows. All I need to focus on, all I need to remember, all I need to do in that situation is what? Your heart knows the answer. All I need to focus on, all I need to remember, all I need to do is, and then your heart probably knows the answer. I've done this a million times. Not every one of you, but in a normal room, I'd have some people say, raise your hand if you've got that answer. And 98, 99% of the people usually do, even with this simple technique. And you know what to do. What's next?
Hey guys, this is Tim again. Just a few more things before you take.
Okay, very helpful. Now, by the way, you have to be in the mindset. Maybe you were watching this and you weren't really doing it. And I was a little distracted too with my guy here. This helps too. This guy, Shiloh, I love this little baby. He's 9 months old. Shiloh. He bites a little bit, but he's amazing. So, yeah, you have to be in that meditative sort of state. So let me just, 1 second, I'm just going to pause for 1 second and then I'll wrap up. So a lot of people may be skeptical of this and like, oh, like get the fuck out of here, that woo-woo stuff and The Secret and, you know, just use your mind and visualization and like, hey, I want to be a very rich, healthy person with a model as a girlfriend and all I have to do is think of these things and there you go. So no, this is real, helpful stuff. I'll end it here because I'm over 10 minutes, but I'm going to be doing a lot more on the visualization techniques and the power of the mind. Okay, and it's not woo-woo shit, right? There's a great book, by the way, an older classic by Norman Vincent Peale, which actually preceded The Secret. But Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking. And then there's a bunch of books on that, like Dale Carnegie had the How to Get Friends and Influence. I don't know, a bunch of this stuff. I've read all the stuff. Some of it's good and some of it's bullshit. But okay. On that note, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk. You can see this wad here. This stuff works for me, though. Kratom. It's disgusting, though. It gets all over your teeth, but so what? All right.